Today's episode is brought to you by Destiny's Accessories, located inside of A.V. Lopez at 3831 Boca Chica Boulevard in Brownsville. Open Monday through Friday, 10 to 6, Saturday and Sunday, 10 to 4. Destiny Accessories has all the phone and tablet accessories you need, including chargers, screen protectors, wallets, clips, holsters, pop sockets, cases, and much more. Welcome to Paranormal 956. My name is David, and I am here with Bianca.
Hi, guys.
How are you doing, Bianca?
So pretty good, but I'm very, I won't say skeptical, but I just don't really believe the fact that you went to a bone church.
I got the receipts. I got receipts. I am going to be posting the pictures of me inside of this bone church on our Facebook and superimposing those photos on our YouTube version of this if I don't lose the footage again. So today's episode is about the Bone Church outside of Prague in the Czech Republic. Really interesting story. So I'm going to tell my story of this, how I went to Prague and how I was able to explore, etc., etc. A little background.
A bone church.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Yeah. So my sister was living in Germany at the time. And so I went to go visit her. And my sister's got a little bit of a dark side. This is my youngest sister.
Right.
And so she kind of sets me up to these weird things when I travel. She travels way more than I do, and I feel like I travel a lot.
Right.
And so, for example, I went to Philadelphia. And Philadelphia is known for like their museums. They have these amazing art museums and this really cool place, right? Mm-hmm. But this particular sister, she says, "Oh, you have to go to the Mutter Museum." Okay, great. I'm going to go to the Mutter Museum, right? It's near the other museums. No big deal. I show up, and you know me, I'm a photographer, right? So I have all my gear, my cameras. I don't know what's in here. I'm hoping there's a Van Gogh or there's a Picasso or something.
Yeah.
Something that I'm going to enjoy, right? And I walk into the church, and I pay I think it's like $30 or something like that. And so
to go in a church?
I mean, it's not the church. This is the Mutter Museum in Philadelphia. It's a museum.
Okay. $30.
It's a lot. And so
the one here in Brownsville charges like what? 10?
I'm not sure. I don't
think anybody has.
I go when it's free, which is like once or twice a year.
Right.
I need to go. We need to go.
We need to figure out what's going on.
We need to support people here locally, and hopefully they support us back, right?
Yeah.
We're working on that. Back to my story. Well, we're not making any money yet. So, but when we do. Right. When we make money. And so I go into pay my money. And I have my cameras all over me, right? I have like 3 different cameras. And the lady goes, just before you go in, we do ask that you don't take any pictures. You know, considering all the exhibits are deceased.
Huh?
Yeah. My exact response.
The fuck did you say?
I go, excuse me? She goes, yeah, so all of the exhibits that we have here are dead bodies.
And you don't want me to take pictures? And you have them here just laying down or standing up?
So it turns out that the Mutter Museum is attached to a hospital school where they teach doctors. And the Mutter Museum is for abnormal medicine. So you walk in, and they have a whole wall of skulls. They have a whole wall of eyeballs. They have brains that you can go through. This is the kind of thing that my sister likes, right? So I go to visit my sister back to the Bone Church, and we're visiting her in Germany. And I had,
Is she a doctor?
She's not a doctor, no.
Then why the fuck is she looking at all this?
So she's a scientist, and she's a blood scientist. So she
stick to blood, not to fucking organs and bones. And
So we're there.
Well, anyways.
And so she's been to Prague before. It's a really cool medieval city. So it's all castles and weird stuff, right? Mm-hmm. But she's like, you know what? There's this church I really want to go to. It's an hour out, and we have her car. We're in her car.
Right.
And so she's like,
and you guys have more than an hour.
Right. We're going to be there a week, right? It's real cheap, by the way. If you ever go, it's cheap. It's great. It's pretty cool.
Okay.
And so she said, yeah, there's this church. I want to go to this church. It's an hour out of Prague, but you want to go? I'm down for whatever. I don't have a car.
But you're not going to pray.
She's got the car. I'm not going to pray, but
Okay.
she's not either. Right?
But she wants to go to
She's not
church.
going to pray either, but we go. And so we show up, and it's a real small church. It's not even that big. It's smaller than the Basilica downtown.
Okay.
It's maybe a quarter that size.
What?
Small. It's closer to, what's the one that's on Elizabeth? Anyway.
There's a church on Elizabeth?
I think it's on Elizabeth. I don't know.
I don't think there's
maybe
a church.
St. Charles or Levy. I don't know. There's another church over there. It's like, anyway. It's a smallish church, right? Not a big church.
Right.
And I see there's a little graveyard attached and, like on the side, right? And I walk in and it says the ossuary, right? And
What the fuck does that mean?
so it means a bone church, right? Ossuary, anyway. So I walk.
I don't have the same vocabulary.
Yeah.
You just
Well, it's a different language, right?
okay.
It's a different language, but it means bone church.
Okay.
And so this church is $6 to get in. Like I said, everything's super cheap to get into, right?
Suspicious.
As I pay the lady, there is like a sign
Okay.
that says like established in whatever year it was, But it's in Russian, so I can't read it perfectly, but I can see that it's letters and numbers. And I noticed that the letters and the numbers are bones that are written in different things.
Man.
Yeah. So I pay my $6, and you have to go downstairs, right? And you go downstairs, and there's these humongous, look like flower pots.
Wait, so what's the structure on the church if you're going downstairs to enter the church?
So,
How I don't see it.
so first of all, I sent you the video. 2 of them, actually.
Guys, just to keep in mind, I don't watch that shit. Why? Because I want to react to it in real life.
Chingo.
Yeah, so...
I keep forgetting to lower the
Volume.
volume all the way down. All right. So this is the thing.
yeah.
I'm actually going to turn my laptop around, and I'm going to pull up my Facebook. Just pulled up.
Okay, wait.
just
So you
pulled up
walk
your
into the church.
So
I
walk
just want to
in.
get a visual.
Okay, so there's a
You
church. There's a little church where you do your altar stuff, right? It's very small. Nobody cares about that, right?
Okay.
And it's actually like a little bit down the road. It's different. Where you're at, the ossuary is kind of like a basement. So you're going down into it.
Okay.
And when you get into there,
But it is underground. Like,
it's underground. There are 40,000 people buried there all together
in a basement.
in a basement, like stacked. So there's a huge chandelier that's made out of bones. They have these kind of pillars with just skulls on them. You know what a garland is? Like for
Let me remind you, I don't have your vocabulary, sir.
so like for Christmas, you know how you have the grass
puffy
or
ones?
whatever?
Okay.
Those
yeah.
are called garlands, right?
Sure.
But they're made out
That's
of
very...
skulls
I don't want to say it, but okay.
and
You know
crossbones. There's bones everywhere. It's decorated to the hilt. Like there's
Wait, so you're
everything.
telling me there's bodies like put together or like bodies torn apart?
there's
Oh my fucking God. Why?
yeah, it's totally messed up. So this is the story of how this all came to about, right? So this little town, it's outside of Prague. It's very, very small, right? And the priest of this particular church goes to like Bethlehem and Jerusalem and like on vacation.
As any other...
Like you do, right? When you're a religious person, right? Especially when you're a priest like that. And
Yeah, that's what
also
I'm saying,
Prague
priest.
isn't that far from here. Like it's
So he had to go all the way out there
so
to Jerusalem and all them
Yeah,
places.
so this guy goes, this is an old church, right? So it's
Right.
a long time ago. He goes and he gets a little cup and he picks up some dirt and he takes it home with him, right?
Right.
And so the cemetery or the graveyard that's right next to the church,
Right.
he gets that cup of dirt and he throws it around the graveyard
For what reason?
because he says, anybody that's buried in this graveyard
You already made me drop my Cheeto.
immediately to heaven. Doesn't matter what you do. Doesn't matter. But you're going to have to pay a lot of money to get buried.
Just because he threw some dirt that he got from out of state
Yeah.
on here.
Mm-hmm. He just declares it. And so you're going to pay.
He sounds very 956.
Yeah. So this is the thing. He declares that.
Right.
And unfortunately, he sells out of space. And this ossuary is in the middle of town. And he can't buy any more land, et cetera, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he's kind of desperate. So he calls the Pope, however they do it back then, right? I don't know.
Like,
Well,
hey,
he's in
what's up?
Prague. Rome's not far either, right? He's
Right.
kind of in the middle of the two.
He went to Jerusalem like nothing. He's coming back and forth. Yeah.
Right. So Prague's not that far from Jerusalem compared to us.
I mean, compared to the money he made out of the places that he sold where they were going to be put underground and all this stuff, he had money to travel. Come on.
Yeah.
You're not going to cover that.
So he calls the Pope.
I want to know how much he charged because
So
I might start a business.
This is way back, like a long time ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so pretty much only rich people could afford to pay. It was like super expensive. I don't know. There's a conversion because they use francs, et cetera, right? So, but it's considered a fortune to be buried there.
Right.
But he sold out all the plots.
Which were...
What do you mean? Like how many? If I had to guess, because they're still there, right? There's still a graveyard there. It probably fits 200 to 300 people. It's not super big, but it's not a tiny little place. But he sells out all these, and everybody paid a fortune, right? But he's out of space. So he calls the Pope and he says, hey, I did this thing over here where I poured this dirt in the ground and I told everybody that if they get buried here, they're going straight to heaven, right? And
Right. The Pope was like, give me a place. Give me a spot.
so this is what the Pope says.
What is it?
Dig everybody up. Start over.
What?
Solution. Just dig everybody up. Start over. Right?
What?
So they go and they do that. And they start piling up all these bones. Right? They just have the bones in piles. After a couple of times,
Right.
these huge piles of bones.
Exactly.
Calls back the Pope. Hey, we got this problem. We're doing great with
The
selling.
Pope was like, okay, do your thing. Leave me out of it.
So he called the Pope, tells him, hey, we got this thing going. You know, we're recycling the plots, but we got these huge pile of bones here. What do we do with them? And the Pope says, decorate the church, of course. So I'm going to turn my laptop around so you can see this. This is the outside
Right.
where it says ossuary. And this
No fucking way.
this is just at the
That's their way of decorating.
It gets worse.
That's how they got the. Okay, they put thought into that one,
Yeah.
not the
So
side ones.
this is a huge looks like
The
a
side
hu-
ones look like fucking Pirates of the Caribbean type of thing.
It
It's
does. But this is way before that. So pirates
Yeah.
stole it from them. But this picture that I'm showing you here looks like a giant like flower pot. And then it gets worse. So there's more of there's a coat of arms that they made.
Imagine people like, oh, my grandpa was like
Yeah. He's in there.
buried here, but like they took him out, so we think he's in the church somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's me.
Can we get DNA from those things?
I'm not going to do it, but you're free to do it if you want. So like there's
I mean, it's in the open. You can't take pictures, but I'm pretty sure you can take samples.
I took pictures. These are my pictures. I took these pictures.
Yeah, they too. Oh.
Yeah.
So you didn't listen.
So the hotel, the Mutter Museum didn't let me take pictures.
Oh.
Here I could take pictures. So this is the words that I told you that are in bones. This is 1,000.
So they cut them off. They craved them or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. So look, all around the building.
Oh, that's fucking sick.
Look at that huge chandelier in the middle of that room.
Oh, shit.
Made out of bones. And then these are those, they're just...
Okay, so this church was built out of bones. Okay.
Yeah. 40,000 people's bodies.
Did people actually go in there and pray or something?
There's people
There's
praying.
like ceremonies?
There's people praying when you're in there.
Oh my fucking... I'm pretty sure they're getting paid to pray in there.
There's candles and there's people praying.
So it's like an active church. Do they do the whole...
Yeah, so I told you about the graveyard that's next door.
Right.
I was looking at it and there was like people that had just been buried there.
Oh, shut the fuck up. So they're still doing it?
I guess so. Because it's... Look at that. It's like this skull plant. I don't know what that is. There's the praying where people bring the candles. And then the skulls are like right there. So these ones are like, I guess, they don't tell you can't touch them. So I think people touch them. Because these are not behind a fence or anything. Yeah, more coat of arms. These are all the decorations. And these are just close-up pictures.
Wait, go back? They put something on its head?
Yeah, so they used ribs.
What the fuck?
They used ribs in this particular picture. They used somebody's ribs to make like a flower that's sticking out of the skull of another person. And then they have these skulls there.
Why the fuck are they putting money on it?
So you make wishes, apparently.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, and you throw coins. There's more pictures. And so then these more close-ups.
That's fucking... Why do they have the... What are they, like arm bones, leg bones?
Yeah.
Under, like, on their mouths?
I'm pretty sure they just think it's pretty.
So what the fuck? Because I'm looking at them and they don't have the bottom part, like the jaw part.
Right.
Where the fuck do they have those?
So they have like a hidden room that you can see there's more bones back there. I think they have all the jaws
They're
there.
like, oh, we didn't have like no use for them. Edgy.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why she's like that. We're probably going to do a podcast about her one of these days. But yeah, so people also try to throw coins in the eyeballs.
That's a whole carnival.
Yeah. It's like, it's so messed up. People are messed up. I don't know if
I'm not laughing at the dead people, guys. It's just like...
I don't know if people meant to do that, but there's definitely somebody
a competition out there.
People definitely threw coins in the eyeballs of these skulls. Oh, and then they have on display the skulls that were imperfect that they couldn't use for the art.
Oh.
Like people that were beaten to death, like this guy. They have them on display.
Like we couldn't use you.
Use you. So this guy was stabbed in the head.
Back of the line.
Yeah. So you get in this shelf. And there's kind of a wide angle view of the whole church.
Man, that's crazy.
And then, so just more decorations.
The fuck is that?
I'm going to put,
doors.
So this is at the gift shop.
Oh, I thought
they have their own
people.
gift shop. And then this is the cemetery next door.
It's kind of big.
It's not that big, but I mean, it's not tiny either.
Right.
But yeah. And then they just pick up all the candles and things that people leave and throw them in the trash.
Right.
And so that's the Bone Church. It's one of the creepiest things. I'm going to put all of these pictures that I personally took, on our Facebook. And
throughout the videos.
And then throughout the video, I'll post them like right here.
Somewhere.
And then once we get a website, these are going to go up on there as well.
Right.
What do you think of that? You seemed very skeptical when I first told you about this bone church.
Sounded like bullshit. But you know what's more fucked up? That it started in the 956.
Wait, what?
That it started in Progreso. Where was it? Progreso?
What started in Progreso?
Whatever the fuck. Where the fuck did this nigga start it? The church thingy.
That's in Prague.
Oh, in Prague.
Yeah.
Same shit.
A little bit
What is
different.
he?
It's a little bit different. So that was actually one of my personal adventures. I've been to a few places like this. I've been to the catacombs in Paris as well. We're going to have to come back to the 956, I think, because we've left out a few stories that we worked on years ago
We'll go back.
that we're going to have to go back to.
We have to come back.
But in the meantime, this is a fucked up church that's out there. And apparently there's a few different churches that are like this. This just happens to be the one that I've gone to.
So there's more?
Yeah, there's more ossuaries. And there's another church that I went to in Prague that's got its own story that'll probably be another episode because that's messed up too.
Shut up.
Yeah.
These people are really making money out of it.
Yeah. So the other one is more of a warning, but I think you're going to like that warning.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So that's it for today's episode. Be sure to like and subscribe. Follow us on YouTube, Facebook, and wherever you get your podcasts. See you next time.
Hear you next time.
Hear you next time.